Are You Visible is more than a book, it's an intimate exploration of vulnerability, courage, and the transformative power of self belief. Through Angelique's eyes, we experience the trials and triumphs of embracing one's divine power in a world that often asks women to remain unseen and unheard. Angelique, now a successful business owner, speaker, best-selling author, and online visibility expert, shares her story with a raw honesty that is as refreshing as it is inspiring. Her narrative is a powerful testimony to the internal battles that many female entrepreneurs face, the struggle for visibility in an overcrowded marketplace, and the quest for self-worth in a society that often values conformity over individuality. Through actionable advice, insightful reflection, and the compelling story of her own transformation, Angelique Binet offers readers a roadmap to claiming their space, amplifying their voice, and achieving unprecedented success in their business by showing up for themselves unapologetically. If you ever doubted the space you deserve to occupy, let Angelique's journey inspire you to question, confront, and conquer those doubts. Are you visible? Is it your invitation to embrace visibility, harness your power, and realize the unstoppable force of your own potential? So you may not know this, but the book is kind of it's a part of stories that I share about my journey, but also there are some elements in the book that are very tangible that you can check and kind of implement right away. So I would really encourage you to read it once. And a lot of people told me that they actually are doing this. They read it once, then they go back, and then they go slower. And you can use highlights and stickies. Some of you do. It's just beautiful to watch. And there are a bunch of call to action in the book to reach out to me so that you show me, because there is, for example, at some point I invite you to create your own visualization meditation corner. So feel free to send me a picture. Like, I really want this book to be not a solo experience. I really want you to have fun with it and then get to contact me and have conversation with me. I want to help you beyond the book. So today we're gonna read, and if you want to come live with me at all time, oh yeah, I need to put the link. Let me put the link. I'm gonna put the link in the comments. Copy, and let's have a conversation. And it's all about, the more you show up, the easier it gets. But also, it's for you a way to share your message on my platform with my audience, to my audience. Because you never know who's watching, and there is always someone watching. And then I'm going to make sure that we are on public on Facebook so that we don't keep this for ourselves. We want more people to see all of this. Here we go. Where is it? Here we go. Public. Public. Done. All right. So, what happens in your business when you show up for yourself? So I'm going to read the dedication page. I would like to dedicate this book to the team behind me at home in Canada, in the United States, in France, and in the heavens. All my coaches, business collaborators, friends, colleagues, and loved ones who supported me every day during this journey and still do their own ways. A special hug to Michel, my husband, and Ivanoe, my son, for their unconditional love and patience with me. I also dedicate this to my parents, Annie and Gérard Binet, who share my posts all the time on their social media. So cute. My sister Charlotte and my nephew Luan. and to Simone, my 102-year-old grandmother, who continues to inspire me every day. She wears lipstick, sings, and dances during family parties, and still enjoys what we both love, champagne, to celebrate la joie de vivre. Acknowledgement now, this book came to life because of two things. First, I chose to expand myself and follow the lead of the woman who is in my vision without knowing if it would work or not. Second, the vision also became reality because of the unconditional support of two women who saw in me what I couldn't see in myself. Thank you to Alison Roberts and Laura Marguerite Lindsay for coaching me through this epic adventure. The trust you have in me and how you believe in my mission with social media love makes me feel so loved and supported. So there are 8 chapters and an introduction. I have always told people that I feel, hi Jennifer, good morning. Jennifer, I don't know who it's your morning, but feel free to come live with me if you have questions or if you want to talk about the book, because I know you put the highlights on and the stickies, and I'm so impressed by you. Like, this is so cool. So feel free to come with me along, and we can be up to 15 people on that live. I don't know if you know how to use StreamYard, but it's a pretty cool platform. And, doing this in the morning. So we're in the morning here in Canada. I know some of you are at night. So doing this in the morning can inspire others. And I hope it inspires you to start your day and, be excited to reach out to your next potential client because of how you show up on social media today. So feel free to come along. The links are below in the comments. You click on it, and then it's a step-by-step process. Very easy to follow. So while we do this, I'm going to read my introduction here. So I always have told people that I have always told people that I feel like I glide through life, but the part I haven't always been honest about is this. For a long time, my roller skates looked really nice and pretty, but they didn't fit right at all. In other words, I was making it, but it didn't feel very good. I like to use this metaphor because it feels authentic to me and my upbringing. I will never forget the pair of roller skates I loved so much when I was a little girl. I was raised in a village of only 250 people. It's still a village if you want to look at it on the map. It's called Dampierre-sur-Blévy. I think, I don't know if we have 200 now, but it's a very small village in France. And at the entrance of the village to the castle, that despite my being raised within a mile of it, always felt very foreign to me. I remember the squeaky wheels on my beloved roller skates and the way they squeezed my toe too tight. I would practice skating on a concrete platform next to where my dad would work on tractors. And I remember telling him how one day I would be able to skate wherever I wanted. He would smile at me and entertain my imaginative declaration, never once telling me to be cautious about dreaming big. So I did. I dreamed and dreamed of changing the world, even though I hadn't seen much of it past the farmland I was raised on. When my entrepreneurial journey began, I felt like I was still in those ill-fitting skates that I loved so much. I felt uncomfortable, invisible, and voiceless for a long time. And it took me a long time to ask myself an incredibly important question. What if I don't have to feel this way all the time? What if I can trade these busted skates for something that fits me better? When I began to understand that, I could actually control what my entrepreneurial journey looked like, and more importantly, felt like. Everything changed. It was time to ditch the old skates for something more refined, more me. Enter my first pair of rollerblades, which I acquired in Paris just before my leap into what I call the unknown Canadian adventure. Fast forward 25 years, and here's a little confession. I'm still no rollerblading prodigy, but here's the kicker. The journey of rollerblading mirrors my entrepreneurial path in ways I never expected. It's not about overnight mastery or instant success. It's about the long haul, the grace of persistence, and the beauty of evolving at your own pace without losing that connection with the real you inside of your heart. And I want to stop here because there is a beautiful entrepreneur who lives by me who's going to celebrate her 10 years anniversary in her shop. I call her my witchy shop. She has everything that I love, and I'm not going to start to name what she has in her store. She has everything you can dream of if you want to decorate your office, your house, feel good. But this is basically where I get my crystals. And the store is called Tweedside Road. And she wrote a post this morning about, oh, Krista, you're here. Hi, Krista. I don't know if you have time, but come on and talk to me if you have time. Because what you wrote this morning in your post is exactly that. And I could have eyes in my tears. It's really about the long haul, the support you get along the way, the connection to yourself, and believing that you have a dream and you go for it. And then it's just beautiful, the magic, right? When you persist like this, but from that place of love. I think you say in your post that it takes a lot of love. And yeah, so I love your store and I'm glad you're here to hear it. So, true growth in business and on blades is a marathon instead of a sprint, right? I'm just going to put your comment here, Krista. There is an art to navigating the entrepreneurial landscape, a finesse to mastering visibility, and above all, a commitment to evolving into the entrepreneur you're destined to be. No shortcuts, just a sweet, rewarding journey of showing up day in and day out, ready to glide a little smoother, reach a little farther. Let's lace up for this adventure together, shall we? So, welcome to Visible, where you will reconnect with your voice, ideas, irresistible offers, beliefs, leadership, and expertise. So, I use Visible as an acronym, it's the methodology that I use in my programs. And so I want you to picture liberating yourself from these antique skates and the deep subconscious belief that they represent, beliefs that you didn't choose. What if you could free yourself from stories that are outdated as those old roller skates? Societal bias, traumatic experiences, generational traumas, they're all part of the old gear that you've been lugging around without even realizing it. It's time to kick off those shoes, old roller skates that don't fit anymore, and slip into something that lets you more move freely, unburdened by the stories and beliefs that don't serve your entrepreneurial spirit. Because we can all agree, when you build a business, this is when you uncover parts of you that you didn't connect with yet. And so this is why this book is kind of the reason why I wrote it, is because I want you to understand that if you're struggling right now with your visibility online or with your sales or your marketing, it probably has nothing to do with your business. And it took me a long time to understand this. This is why the inner visibility is really first what you got to take care of, because everything that you want outside of you is inside of you. And it took me 10 years to understand this. And then when I did the shift, everything unlocked. Like you would have told me I would do a TEDx, write 2 books, and have a VIP program, run retreats. That was completely outside of the possibilities in my mind before, right? But then when you take care of you inside, and there is an art to this, because we have a body, we have a nervous system, we have the mind, we have the subconscious mind, we have the conscious mind, and they all work together. And when you learn how to work those guys, that makes you a human. It just, you become unstoppable. It doesn't mean that you don't cry or that it doesn't feel good some days. Of course, it still does, but you understand how it works. So you get back your power. That's what it comes from when we say be powerful. It's not against anybody or controlling anybody. It's about powerful because you know how it works with yourself. So you can make everything else work around you. This is really that, okay? So let's continue. I want you to picture so I did that. For the sake of clarity, I want you to meet Greta, my beautiful prototype client. She's a combination of all the elements I look for when I start to work with someone. She started her entrepreneurial journey at the peak of her corporate career, then decided to step out and run her own business using her very large and wealthy network. Then the time for expansion came, and she realized that she didn't know how to use the online tools that everybody else uses. This is when she discovers my business, Social Media Love. Sometimes Greta is very new at business, but she still comes to me and asks for help to build her online presence because she wants to learn how to recruit clients online. But most of the time, Greta has a solid business foundation and she knows that she has a visibility disadvantage. But she's ready to hire the best online visibility ally she can find on her way to massive impact. Before we move forward, I want you to visualize that your own version of Greta. So, who is your Greta? Who is your ideal person that you want to work with? That person you want to buy from you? Who is your Greta? Don't make it complicated. Just visualize your ideal buyer and keep them close during your time with this book. If that ideal buyer has a name, I would love for you to tell me a bit more about them. Send me an email, and I give you my email, with in the title, you're going to put my Greta. And we're going to talk about your ideal client. And I want you to go through this book with the clear intention that you can and you will create magic online. You have the power to show up, to manifest, and to have a major impact through the vessel of entrepreneurship, even if it feels impossible some days. So I don't know if you saw yesterday, I posted about what it takes to build a community, what it takes, what type of belief, what do you need to believe to build a community online on days that nobody shows up, that nobody, like there is no signal that some humans are in your stuff, right? How do you keep up with this? And what do you need to believe so that you can go beyond what is tangible? Because as I said in this chapter, this is a long game, right? A long game, always. So becoming visible is non-negotiable. All you need is you, the current you, the past you, and your higher self, meaning the woman you want to become. There is something very important that I want to share with you. When you know that everything you have and be and feel and do in your current reality is the result of your past thoughts and beliefs or current thoughts and beliefs. Like it's the ripple effect of what you've been thinking for years. And then now what you have in your reality is the result of it. So if you want a new result, right? A new reality, more clients or more fun in your life or more travel in your life, whatever, then it becomes very logical that you cannot think and believe the same things because otherwise you're going to be in the same reality. That's why, some people, we feel stuck when nothing changes. So nothing changes until you change. And that's why we talk about to become visible, your inner visibility, right? So what do you need to believe? And what do you need to think every freaking minute of your day to change what you want to change in your business, in your visibility, in your life as a whole? So chapter number 1. I will never forget the looks of disbelief that were staring back at me on Zoom one day. as I told a group of fellow female entrepreneurs the story of my first business retreat. The looks of shock and awe that started back at me as I spoke reminded me that sometimes the most surreal moments in life are the ones we boldly create ourselves. How many people had signed up when you booked that luxury mansion in France? One of them asked with obvious skepticism. None. Absolutely none. I answered through mine. The Zoom room erupted with a mix of gasps and chuckles. I could see their eyes getting big. Wait, you mean you booked 10 rooms and the entire retreat venue without a single confirmed client? Another chimed in, her tone a mix of awe and incredulity. Yes, exactly. And believe me, it was one of the scariest things I've ever done. As I recounted the retreat with my group, I was brought right back to the start of it all. It was a luxury retreat in France, and I had designed a 2-day program for women entrepreneurs ready to embark on their next level success of visibility, which still gives me chills to think about it. It was the ultimate act of faith in my business. I had a strategy, I had a plan, but at the core of it all was a guiding principle. I chose to trust my instincts and move forward as if the future I desired was already a reality. The retreat was a 2-day heaven for women entrepreneurs, a place for them to reach new heights in their success and expand their visibility in ways they never thought possible. As I sat in La Maison Blanche, a luxurious guest house in the shadow of the magnificent Notre Dame de Chartres Cathedral, I was struck by the elegance around me. The venue was a tribute to the queens of France, with every fabric, every tone speaking of opulence and history. Sitting on a peach velvet chair, I looked around at the circle of women joining me. Welcome, everyone, to this transformating journey. I began, my voice tinged with emotion. Thank you for daring to embrace this adventure. Mid sentence, I paused, a wave of realization washing over me. Tears started flowing. The scene before me was exactly as I had visualized it during my meditation for 3 months leading up to this moment. The circle of women, each on their velvety throne, was not just a gathering, but a manifestation of a dream I had nurtured in my heart. And by putting my butt on the floor every single day to meditate, and by nurturing my mind and body with a vision of a reality I wanted to create, I had made it happen. I can't believe this, I whispered, more to myself than to the group. This is exactly how I saw it in my vision. The woman looked at me, curiosity in their eyes. This, I continued, gesturing around the room. This was all in my mind, and now it's here in reality. You are here with me. You are proof that what we imagine can come to life. Actually, I want to share a story as well. And I talked about that book recently with one of my clients who does magic with social media love with me. And one of the key books that really got me into, working the mind and body was really The Power of Intention of Wayne Dyer, where one of the things that he explains is like when he writes a book, when he used to write a book, he would kind of make the cover first. So when I studied that book, I made the cover. Everything was, and I should share with you what was the initial cover. So the one, and it was by my on my desk every day. So that's another way of, it was already done, like tangibly on my desk. And then it's not far from this, right? It's almost the same as well. So 6 months ago, when I started the book, was it 6 months? 7 months ago, when I started the book, I had the cover as well done, so that everything you put your mind in, day after day, becomes your new reality, like in reality. And it's because of many reasons. But when you put your focus and attention every day on something, this is why the power of vision board is really important. Vision board are one side of the coin. The other side is, it's one thing to have images and words, but it's, you have to feel the emotions of those images and words in your body so that you can start kind of igniting new reaction, new, like, teach your body the emotion in which you want to live every day. So for me, for example, in the last 4 years, I want to live in three key emotions, and I take all my decisions through those emotions. The first one is abundance, abundance of time, abundance of money, abundance of nature, abundance of anything, abundance. The second one is joy, infusing joy. That's why, for example, I was like, okay, launching a book. I don't know how to launch a book. I never wrote a full book. I wrote a co-wrote my first book. So, and the little girl in me, she loves corners. I love everything corners. I like to sit in a corner. I like to play in a corner. I like to sleep in a corner. I feel good in a corner. So I set up my launch bookstore here in a corner. I don't know if you can see, but there is a corner here. Okay. And then there is a little cushion. I don't have my candlelight, but there is a candlelight, and then it's cute. There are blankets, I play. So joy is very important. And then the third one is ease. How can we make our life 5% more easy, even when it's hard? Right? So that's really, for me, like any decision, any workshop, any even relationship, or any even making supper. How can I make it more joyful, easy, and abundant? Right? Anything. So that's what I refer here to. So this all in my mind, yeah. So that's what I wanted to share with you. So this moment was, this moment of the retreat that I described, this moment was also part of a vision I wrote within the pages of my journal 2 years before. So yeah, I need to share that story with you because I was floored. So that was when I was first starting to play with what people call manifestation, basically having a dream and make it happen. So when I did that retreat, I wanted this to be easy, joyful, and abundant, And I was like, I was in Canada and I was in France. So I was not even by the venue or everything. So my sister Charlotte had a mega role there because she went to the hotel, like she did some of the negotiation, the visits, and everything. So it was easy for me. Everything was so smooth and easy. I couldn't believe that organizing a retreat was so easy. I'm still like pinching myself. But what I want to say is that at the time I was teaching Magic with Social Media with a group of women online. And then I wanted to teach them, the importance of writing your vision. So I said, I'm going to show you an example of a vision I wrote maybe 3 years ago. It was like 2 years before. So I grabbed my book, look for vision, and then in 2021. So what I'm talking about is 2023. The retreat occurred in 2023, but in 2021, yeah, I wrote a vision. And part of the vision at the end, so I said, okay, I'm starting to read the vision to my students online. And then the last paragraph of the vision, I almost had a heart attack because it was saying, oh, by the way, because when I write my vision, I write it to my grandmother who is in the heaven. And I said, oh, maybe you will never believe this, but I'm organizing a retreat in Chartres, on the week of my birthday. So I just spent a week in Chartres with a woman entrepreneur in a retreat, and I celebrated my birthday. And that's exactly what happened 2 years later. And I forgot it was in one of my vision, So as soon as you plant something in your brain and then it becomes part of your body, reactions, emotions, because, emotions are the language of the body, then without even knowing it, you actualize it. because by taking action every day towards your dream, like without worrying too much of the how exactly that's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So that's what the reference here is in the book, page 7. So this moment was a vision I wrote within the pages of my journal, penned on March 8th, 2021. It was a vision so vivid, so precise, it mirrored the very essence of the retreat. It was a crescendo of one of my biggest aspiration, a piece of my soul's blueprint that I had momentarily forgotten until the universe unfolded before my eyes. In this entry journal, I chose to write to my late grandmother as if it was already 2022. Here's what I wrote. My business isn't just thriving, it's flourishing. I'm asked to speak on podcasts and I'm being sought out for interviews across Canada and France. And here's a clincher. I am in France this week celebrating my birthday and leading the women's retreat in Chartres. The manifestation of these words into reality knocked my socks off when I read them 2 years later. It was more proof that I am powerful, and if I get intentional with my thoughts and energy, the universe will deliver. Each time I recount this magical adventure, it sends shivers down my spine, a perfect reminder of the countless possibilities that lie in mastering my thoughts, harnessing my body's wisdom, and aligning with my energetic potential. So when my entrepreneur friends asked me how I pulled off this luxury retreat in France, I told them it's all about blending unwavering faith with tangible actions. It's about seeing the future with such clarity and conviction that it can't help but materialize. Believe in the yet to happen, I told them. Step forward with the assurance that your dreams are not just imagination, but fragments of your future reality coming together. That was the essence of my retreat, an experiment as a group of women leaders and entrepreneurs surrendering the power of faith and action combined. So to wrap up, I want to say, there is nothing that's going to happen if you don't take action, right? I don't want to send the wrong message. Action is absolutely necessary, right? So, oh, shoot, I wanted to say something about this. It just slipped. Oh my God, what I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. So, because I always like to challenge you, right? Again, if there are any questions, ask them. I'm just going to check if there is any, because I really want to know if you have any question before I go. And I'm going to give you your little challenge. So make sure you get the book. Number one, it's not really a challenge. It's really something I encourage you to do because it will ignite your fire. Is that the doors? A door. Yeah, I think it's a Jim Morrison word. Okay. Angelique, I'm going to share it to my Becoming Visible Online. That's our free community online. If you are not part of the group, let me know. I can get you to the entrance door. Oh my God. I see comments here now that I couldn't see before. So Narchi, I'm going to read your comment because StreamYard didn't give it to me. Come on, StreamYard, whatever. So Narchi says, I was looking back at the things I wrote on little cards when we had our event early April. So Narchi is referring to the social media love, I think. The social media, yeah, the cards, yes. Social media love happy hour experiment that I organized. It's a very intimate event that I organized to recreate a time and space for women entrepreneurs and leaders to meet, to have fun together, to reflect, go in, and set up the next level of their visibility in their business or in their life. So that's kind of what Norche is referring here. So I was looking back at the things I wrote on the little cards when we had our event early April. I'm going to make it more specific as you suggest in your book. Yes, I am on my second read through your book. Oh my God, Norche. Oh my God, you make me cry. Oh my God. This is awesome. Yeah. Oh, this is so good. Okay. So tears are very important in your life. You know, um, I hear so much. Oh my God, I'm crying. Oh, why am I crying? Well, don't question that. We've been probably raised all kind of similarly. Like as soon as you started crying as a little girl, like, why are you crying? What's wrong? There is nothing wrong in crying. Crying is energy, is in motion. And emotion is energy in motion. And tears is one of the way that the body used to move the thing, move the emotion, right? So cry more. You know, I always say that, if I organize an event and nobody cries, then there is a piece of the event that I missed or something. Like, because, but I'm joking. Like, you may not be a crier because you learned how to suppress, repress, and oppress your emotions since the beginning of time. So, this is why for me, it took me months and years to cry easily, to let it be, let it roll. And it's so liberating. So, if you can cry today, that's going to be my second challenge. So get the book, reread the book like Norte does. And yes, being specific in what you want is really key because it helps your brain to filter. So we have, a piece of our brain that we call the RAS. I never know how to spell it out. It's the activation center, that the part of your brain that select what to pay attention or not. So based on your belief, based on your past experience, based on what you put your focus and attention every day, your brain's gonna just see and keep what it thinks matters to you. So if you spend your day worrying, feeling overwhelmed, seeing everything that can goes wrong in your marketing, in your reach out, in your DMs, in your post, or in your life as a whole, your brain's gonna be like, okay, let's show her more of this. Okay, it's going wrong here. Look, it's going wrong there. So, and then you keep yourself in that focus and attention around things that don't go well, and so they keep not going well because that's what you ask your brain to do. But so when you start to kind of imagining the next level of you in your business, in your visibility, or in your life, if you can use images and even closing your eyes or going through magazines or stuff like that and pick images, because your brain gonna picture, like gonna really record those images, and then it's gonna start to make your body feel some emotions, and then some chemicals gonna get out, and then the more you live in those emotions of your future, but you live in the emotion of your future in your present, right? So you teach your body to be ready when the reality comes in, right? So you're already ready. Oh yeah, of course, I rent a mansion and 8 women came, not 10, 8, but so you prepare your mind and your body to receive what's coming, right? And that's what it's beautiful. And that's a training. It's a muscle. It's a programming. It's a training every day. And that's what we do in Magic with Social Media Love. We train you to use your mind, your body, and your nervous systems so that you can become, behave, act, think, believe like the woman who is building right now the next level of your business or of your life, whatever. It doesn't have to be about business. I do business. That's my vessel. I think it's amazing to use entrepreneurship to build a dream. And I think the reason why I love this is because I'm a people person, and so it allows me to hang out with people and get paid for it, right? So I feed myself out of helping others. A lot of women do business because they want to help and serve, right? Don't forget to get paid. Okay, that's the thing, and that's part of the book. You're reading the book if you haven't read the book. Um, so what I'm encouraging you to do for today is to imagine that today, because every day we sell, every day we take an action to approach a potential client, right? That's why you do your social media. So this today, I want you, rather than doing something, I want you to be that person who believes that there is someone in your audience today that is actually searching for your services today, or your shop, or whatever you sell. Okay, like how can you start training your mind and your body in terms of, okay, you can close your eyes and call out your Greta. Greta is the name of my ideal client that I talked to you in the book. Call out, bring her in front of your mind's eye. And Greta is here. And this morning she got up. She had a little headache, but she's going to do her walk. She's going to go by the river and she's going to breathe deep. And she knows that she has big things to do. She knows that she wants to take care of herself. And then Greta is here and she's like, well, I need help today. I need help. I'm going to find that person that can help me become more visible. That's my story. So what is the story of your ideal client? Imagine what they're doing this morning. Imagine them that they're very clear that they need exactly you, right? And so oh yeah, and I have a meditation for this. Let me bring my meditation. That is exactly, oh my God, that's another thing. You probably are like me, have tons of beautiful content that you built. And yes, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you that meditation with Greta. It's called your ideal client meditation. And it's based on what I do with my Greta. But you can do it with your Greta. Let me find it. Okay, all the links. So why do we use visualization? Now you're gonna even understand better after what we talked about this morning. It's because your brain understand it bypass all the limiting beliefs when you use images and you start dreaming. So that's why you close your eyes. You don't have any limitation. You may have some thoughts that comes and limit you, but when you start playing with images and imagining, then you bypass the reality, and then you start connecting your body and your emotions with that new reality that you're building. Here we go. 3 key players. Okay, I think that's what you're gonna do. So, and I'm gonna put that in the comments. So I think that's the right link. Hopefully it's. I put the link to a speech that is called the Impact Talk. So watch it, because it's going to help you actually to be more visible as well. And then when you get you're going to put your name and email, and then when you get the speech, there is a thank you page. You're going to say, hey, get your meditation. I think it's $11. Okay. Get your meditation, keep it for like on your phone forever, and then listen to it like maybe on Mondays, when if Monday is your creation day for your content, you can listen to it on Mondays and connect with your ideal client, and let me know how it's going. So there is this guided visualization that is amazing, and then I have the one that I created for the book as well, that is around your visible factor. So visible is like the V is for your voice, connecting with your voice, connecting with your idea. So ideas are huge, and too often people have an idea and they say, oh, well, and then they forget about it. An idea is given to you, capture it, write it down. Maybe you're not going to use it right now, but an idea is like a cherry. right? If you have an idea, stop questioning why it came at that moment. It was beautiful timing. Grab it. And then the S is your stories of life. What are the stories in your life that really shaped who you became as a woman entrepreneur and that is behind everything you build for your clients? That's my book, the stories of my life. And then the second I is really your irresistible offers. How can you make your offers irresistible, not only for your client, but for you? Because the number one reason why you don't sell as many offers as you'd like is because your offer is tripping you. So we work on that. If that's something you're interested to learn more about, we work on that. And again, it's why we do inner visibility. There are so many subtle ways that your subconscious mind is going to stop you. We live 90% or 97% of our life in our subconscious mind. Everything is already programmed, right? We are just active and conscious 3% of the time, 3 to 5% of the time. That's why we reprogram. We call it our elephant. Your elephant is your subconscious mind, and we reprogram it so that you can move beyond your current reality. And then the B, belief. What do you need to believe to do the things you say you want to do in your conscious mind? What do you need to believe about your offers, and what do you need to believe about your clients? And what do your clients or prospect believe at the time they meet you for the first time? What is their belief system like? And how are you going to flip their belief system when they work with you? And then the L is your leadership. Leadership. You're the leader of you, and you are the leader of your community. And when you have a sales calls, you are the leader of your sales calls. And then the last E is your expertise. Most of us women entrepreneurs, we have an expertise in some kind, and then we decide to monetize that expertise, and then boom, the business happens, right? So that's your visible. So I'm gonna go and check if there are more questions in the other page, because embrace the tears. Yes, embrace the tears and buy the Kleenex. Norche. I don't know why, Norche. I don't see your comments on StreamYard, but I'm glad I went directly on Facebook to see them. But thank you for being here, and thank you for telling me that you are rereading the book. And I know that, Norche, you told me that today. Yesterday, there's another person, 2 more people as well told me that. So I like that you share this, because it's a type of book that you can reuse anytime. And then sometimes, you can just open one page and believe that that one page is the one page that you need to read today, because, right? It's kind of like a tarot card. You pick one and then you like align with the card. I'm like, oh, that's a message of the day. Okay. So enjoy it, and talk to me about the book. Like send me emails if you have questions, or DM me, or, Norche, I'm going to see you Thursday. If you have any question, we can talk. But thank you so much for the support, and for taking that book seriously, but with levity as well, because it's all about, being fun as well. But I love that you're taking your visibility seriously in a way that, we just have one life, and we have dreams, and let's not discount any of them. I'm going to let you go. Have a beautiful day. And if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments if you have any question, or if there's something that really resonates with you. Ciao, ciao.